back. 3 weeks, well, nearly 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Done nothing. Well, trust me, I've been doing a lot. I've been doing incredibly busy things at work. Both my kids had their birthdays, and I've just been generally tired, to be honest with you. I really haven't had much time. But today I do. It's a Saturday. It's the day after the storm. The sun is shining. Football has been cancelled for the kids, so I've got a little bit more time. So here I am. Now, I'm going to do a refresher, really for myself, as much as you guys, because really, honestly, I haven't done anything. So I'll turn the camera around and we can have a quick look where we are. I mean, to start with, what a beautiful day. I mean, I know spring hasn't sprung, but it certainly feels like spring is starting to spring. It just cheers me up so much. Another reason I'm probably out here. So, we got to trying to fix the bottom of the A pillar here. We got it, well, I got it relatively lined up through here, relatively lined up through here, and we were probably ready to start welding in places. I do know, what else do I need to do? This needed clamping back. I think what I was going to do, and I think I am going to do, is tack this part together. Oh, that's right. I've still got to do the cloaking piece. So yeah, tack this in. This is the new part from my, oh yeah, it is the new part. That needs bending back so that it's tight. Does it need cutting back? Is that where I stopped? I really am a little bit foggy as to where I got. It needs something going on. I think I will be trimming this part down a little bit because it goes in flush against the post here. And you can see just on, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can there. It's probably about 4mm too far that way. It's lined up nicely at the bottom here. Then just looking down there, it's not actually too lined up. Oh, I can't really focus it. Hang on, there we are. It's not lined up very well through there. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, that's what's happened. So there's a piece of the metal here from the new piece that's up. Yeah, okay, cool, I'm just rambling. So this needs to come off, and it needs some work, and it needs to go back as well at the bottom. The bottom needs to go over probably about 5mm, I reckon, maybe 4. If we put something straight against it, what have I got that's straight? I've got, sorry, it's not good camera work, I appreciate. I've got a massive long level. Is this going to be too big? So if I hold that, so that's the line we're looking for. It's very hard to do with one hand. Let's take that off. Sorry. Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to get a G clamp off with one hand. Sorry. Crack video. There we are. So with that out of the way, and the level on it, you can, there you go. I mean, it's only rough there, but you can see up here, it's relatively straight. Come down, and yeah, we've got quite a gap there. So, adjustments required. Adjustments will be done. I'll bring you back in. So yeah, I've got to mess around. Let's see if we can get this off. Oh, I didn't weld it, did I? I don't remember welding that bit in. No, it's wedged. Okay, thank goodness. So this part here was in the way. That needs to be trimmed back. and I need to trim down. I think I need to also bend up the bottom angle there, and I'll trim down this part. It's just too big. It's simply too big, but it'll fit all right once it's done. So anyway, bit of messing around. I'll bring the video back in when I've actually achieved. All right, there we are. I don't know why there's flickering on there. I don't know if you can see flickering. So I nicked it, which is really annoying. So I tried to ease that out a little bit, but it is what it is. Drill some holes through there so we can maybe do some plug welds. I can also sort of stitch it in along here, but it just gives me options really. Bent this part up a little bit. Let's see how we get on. I'll start off filling it up. I'm going to not really film this part because it probably needs to come off again anyway, but let's see. Right, so a lot of faffing around. I had to level this part off. I've taken a few more measurements, and I don't know, for whatever reason this was kicking up, and because it was kicking up I was pushing this down, just sort of twisting everything a little bit. I've done measurements over on the other hinges which were no work because, well, because they do, I fitted it. I fitted the door and it was lovely. So I know the dimensions there are good enough. Between here and here is about 21 and a bit centimetres. So 21, that can't be right. 200 and, oh, I don't know. What was it then? Sorry, I'm losing my mind. 21 and a bit. Yeah, it was right. There you go. 21 and a bit. Got quite a lot of play in these hinges, you can see. 5mm up and down, same here. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm trying to be a precise engineer here, but they built in tolerances on these cars because they weren't precise engineers when putting things together. Anyway, so it's gone in better, looks all right. I still have this gap at the back here, and you can see it's still not square. So for me to get that in square, I have to tap it over a little bit. But I can't do that because it's snagging on this sort of the remnants of the old cloaking part here. Now the reason I've left this on is because this gives me geometry, which is very, very important. So why is it kicking away? Well, I think this has all moved quite a lot. It's all rusty. All this is going to be replaced later. All this sort of part here is going to be chopped out sooner rather than later. Equally, I don't think this splays right for my car. So I'm going to need to flatten that out a little bit. So I'm going to flatten that out a little bit, and then I'm going to have to tap this over. I'm going to have to get this in straight. Otherwise I will create quite a twist in the post. I mean, it's better than it was, but it still needs some adjusting. So these videos are relatively short most of the time, but in the background there's a lot of tapping and measuring and just trying to get it right anyway. So going to mess around a bit more, bring you back in when I think we're in a good position. Okay, so a lot of bending and messing. I've got it better, but still not perfect. I've had to move this out a little bit, only a few mil, pulled it over. That's closed it up a little bit at the back here, but not as much as I want. So I'm going to have to put a bit of force into this, I think, to get it to line up properly. Now, what's also important, if you can see from here, that lines up quite well. And equally, ignoring the back here, the front is okay. You can still do a twisting that way a little bit. So my plan is to weld up the top here and then start tapping it over. The problem I've got is that I haven't got clamps that can pull this into the A-pillar. Because I'd have to clamp all the way around to here because it's already boxed in. I can't really think of any other ways of doing it. So if I weld this up, at least I've got probably just along the top here rather than around the corner here. So I'll weld along there, a good weld hopefully, let it cool down, let it be strong, and then I can be a little bit more punchy with it and probably push that part over again, which is what I'm looking for. So that's what I'm going to do. I mean, if I was to fit it right away, do I think the door would fit? Yes, I do. I think I'm probably within the realms of tolerance for that door. Am I just trying to get it that little bit better? Yeah, I am, because guess what? This is a good opportunity to do that. So let's see how we get on. Yeah, I must say, this side is trickier than the other side. The other side, I was cutting more out and replacing whole panels. Here, you know, I've saved lots more metal, which is great. But equally, I must say, the geometry is very hard, and you're trying to get things right, and you do lose bits and pieces. I mean, I think so far so good. So I don't think I've created any major problems, but it is a lot more measuring, cutting, checking. You know, with the other side, you know, I think maybe around, because I replaced everything. I replaced the sills, I replaced the floor, and actually it was probably a bit easier. And probably no more time consuming, I would have thought, because you're just cutting and fitting. So maybe that's another lesson learned. Let's see. Anyway, rambling. Let's start trying to get this in. I've got to go out this afternoon, so it's about 12 o'clock now. So I want to get this welded in, and then I can come back to it later today, if not tomorrow morning. And then I want to tackle. Oh no, I don't forget that. Well, I don't forget it. I need to Then I want to put this closing piece in, which shouldn't be as hard, he says. So that's the plan. Again, please remember, totally amateur to this, not an expert. This is not advice on how to do work on a car. It's just me having a go. Anyway, there we are. Right, so got a few welds at the top there. Now I feel more confident to bash this around a bit, get it where I want it, and then zip it all up together. I've already had a little tap and it's holding lovely. So you can see now, I can bring that over. It's already coming much more flat. I can even get a weld in there now. Maybe a little bit tighter. But yes, so I can manipulate this, is probably the right word, and get it nice and even. I hope this is the right approach. We'll find out when we try and hang a door and it don't fit. Right, so I'm going to carry on hitting and then... Right. Weld it up, plug, which is good. Once that was all in, I hit it with a hammer and bashed it here quite a lot, and I think I've got the results I need, really. From what I can tell, just looking around it, we're nice and in line. Well, we're more in line. I think it could probably come over a little bit more, but there we are. I don't know if you can see that. It's not ideal, but maybe only a couple of mil out there. Whereas before we were probably about 4 or 5 mil. I didn't pull the back in here quite as tight as I wanted, but I did manage to get this over enough to get a plug weld in there. And is it still hot? No, it's holding lovely. So I know that, by the way, before I get any, I know that's not the international way to test for welds. It's just that's what we've got. And you know, what more do you need? I can see it's welded through the back there anyway. So that's it for today. Well, maybe not today. That's it for now. I've got to go and get ready to go out. I'm just glad I've got my teeth back into it. It'd be nice if I could make some time today to put on the cloaking part, and then, well, actually what I should do really is offer the door up. Should I do that now? I could do that now, couldn't I? Just to make sure. Might quickly go and offer a door up. Well, I'm glad I tried it, because guess what? The international checking of welds by using your fingers turns out is a failure. So the spot welds didn't work. I'm not going to go close to that. I'm going to get enough criticism. I've rushed, I've panicked, I've got my settings wrong on my welder, and I fucked it up. Ugh. Nothing that can't be undone, but I'm going to have to spend some time grinding that back and getting some decent welds on there. In fact, I will show you, sod it. You can see how it's pulling away. Top two have grabbed, bottom ones haven't. So that's good. At least I've found out now. It does give us a chance at least to close the door. The reason I've tried to weld it with it on is because I can use that as leverage to bring the metal together. But anyway, time to stop. But actually, you know what? Oh, that's caught in there. Wonder why that tightened up. Oh, pull that back. I think it will close. I think the alignments, yeah, look. So, I mean, I haven't tightened the hinges or anything, but you know what? I can make that work. Which I'm pretty pleased with that. But I can't make it work with shitty welding. So, so annoying. I rushed, I overthought it. I thought, I'll get it done. And I was wrong. So, I have to go now anyway. So I'm going to switch the welder off. I'm going to come back to this at a later point. Fresh mind. It's still good progress. Because guess what? I've got a door fitted. I've actually got a door fitted. So, you know, it's not all doom and gloom. Just annoyed with myself for rushing that. I've only been doing that for like 10 minutes and yeah, it's rubbish. You can see that. I mean, my welds are half decent where it's joined up. It's just that bit. I knew it, didn't I? So it wasn't back tight enough. But anyway, grind that off. Start again. I'm not going to cut it all out, but I am going to have to tidy that up and get a better weld in. What a shame. Never mind. Live and learn.